What does it mean to be the best? It means success. It means perseverance.
Every great champion always has a special motivation.
It means getting up when you've been knocked down. It means pouring your blood, sweat, and tears into something you truly believe in. Jose Uzcategui.
Man known as Bolivita.
Round one comes out swinging. He's a brawler.
Here's a big right.
And I love a brawler.
What a win for Jose Uzcategui.
Caleb Sweethands Plant.
Has some of the quickest hands you'll see.
The underdog. We all love an underdog.
Plant says he sees himself ruling his super middleweight division.
A fighter who some say is the best defensive boxer out there.
I think he's ready for that title shot.
One fighting to defend his championship belt, the other fighting to take it away. Tonight on center stage, we'll find out who really is the very best.
Live from Los Angeles and the Microsoft Theater in downtown LA. Premier Boxing Champions on FS1. Thanks to Zach McGowan, whose new movie, The Brawler, premieres January 18th. Special thanks to the Mayweather Boxing and Fitness Gym in Los Angeles. Hope you're having a good Sunday. We got some great fights lined up for you tonight, including a special title fight. Switching over from the NFL games on Fox. Thanks for being with us. Some exciting drama there. We hope for it tonight with Anthony Durrell, super middleweight. He's held a title before, 32 wins to his credit. Ray Boom Boom Mancini held many titles, boxing Hall of Famer. I'm Chris Myers, and an interesting sort of fighters that we have lined up tonight. We have a teenager, we have a former teen idol who's nicknamed the Heartbreaker. We got a former undercover detective with an MMA background fighting, but the big one is Jose Uzcategui, the current champ, middleweight champ, and he is taking on the challenger Caleb Plant from Las Vegas. Just to go through the fight card, first we'll get Brandon Figueroa and Moises Flores in a super bantamweight. This is the eliminator. 12 rounds, the winner here advances. Joey Spencer against Brandon Harder. And that one's scheduled just for 4, but you'll want to enjoy Spencer. Fans voted him the prospect of the year from 2018. And then our title fight showdown, a couple of angry fighters who share a lot in common. So Anthony, I'll start with you. You're the current fighter. You fight in this class. Tell me about who you're keeping your eye on.
I'm keeping my eye on both of the guys because both of them are in my weight class and both of them are elite fighters. So we'll have to figure out who's going to win today, and maybe I can get a shot at him after my fight.
It's worth mentioning that your brother has tangled with Uzcategui, the current champion, who is, we should mention, born in Venezuela, currently fights out of Mexico, and he has often talked, I'm sure, about going up against him.
Oh, definitely, definitely. He fought him twice. He knows his ins and outs for sure, and we're gonna expose him if we end up fighting.
Exposed meaning he's a knockout guy, a puncher, but if he leaves something open, you can take advantage.
Oh, definitely. I always can take advantage because I can get hit too. If you get hit by my punches, you're going to feel him. So he's a good fighter, and we're going to see what happens later on today.
All right,
sure.
So we got a current fighter, a fighter from the past. We're going to take you into the future. I got security here in case there's any problems when we're around. How about tell us about the challenger, Caleb Plant?
Caleb Plant, Caleb Plant is a good boxer. He moves well, real slick type of guy. Punches pretty good himself. Movement's the type of is the style that's going to beat Uzcategui. It's going to be movement. Caleb Plant can do that, but he's got to become a fighter. Somewhere along the fight, he's going to have to stand his ground and throw punches with him. He punches pretty good himself. I'm excited. Look, it's a pick 'em fight for me. I think the fans are going to enjoy this fight, but it's a perfect match for styles.
A pick 'em fight, you say. I'm going to have you pick one before we get to that title fight coming up. Right now, Heidi Androl is with us, and not only backstage, ringside, she'll be talking with some of the fighters and their corners throughout tonight. Let's check in with her. She's with the challenger. Heidi?
Thank you very much, Chris. Well, Caleb, you have been living and breathing by the mantra, and the new. The moment is finally here. What's going through your mind?
Just calm, cool, collected, focus on the game plan, and now we just, waiting it out, waiting for them to call us, get in there so I can hear the words and the new, like you said.
You say calm, cool, and collected, but things have gotten heated between the two of you. Yesterday, they had to separate you at the weigh-in. It's gotten a little bit personal. How do you take those emotions out of the game when you step into the ring, or do you use them to fuel this fight?
For me, it's always fuel, As I said before, anyway, in the anybody in the way of everything I work for. You know, this is my life's work. It's not just a career, a job for me. It's my life. So anybody in the way of that, that's personal to me. So it's just fuel. So.
Well, you look ready. Good luck to you. All right, Chris from backstage, we'll send it out to you at the ring.
Thank you, Heidi, and a very focused challenger. Also, Brandon Figueroa, Moises Flores, in a featherweight bout coming your way. It's an elimination bout. You'll see it live in a moment. You're watching Premier Boxing on FS1. We're live in Los Angeles. A fast-paced evening. We have 3 fights scheduled for you before we get to the super middleweight title bout that we have been talking about. A look inside the Microsoft Theater, where fans are anxious to get a look at Brandon Figueroa at age 22 in the featherweight area, 126 pounds, taking on Moises Flores. Figueroa, nicknamed the Heartbreaker when he was a teenager. Of course, he's been boxing since he was 7 in Spanish. A lot of the young girls started following him around and cheering him on, and so the nickname has stuck. With a 17-0 record, his fighting is breaking some hearts of opponents as well.
Well, he's a good-looking young kid, and he can fight. It's exciting. Again, a very fan-friendly style. And look, I love these nicknames, man. And this good-looking kid, why wouldn't he be a matinee idol down in Texas?
And Anthony Flores comes in here. He's got the experience here. He's been fighting for more than a decade. How do you see him matching up with the young Figueroa?
I think he's going to come forward. Flores is a guy that fought Rigondeaux, so he's going to definitely come forward. Their fight ended in a controversy, but he's going to definitely come forward. He's not scared of the moment, and we'll see what he got.
He said our style of fight, you know, we throw a ton of punches, and he thinks that he'll see that from his opponent as we take a closer look at the tail of the tape. We mentioned the age difference, height, not so much. The reach, a little bit there for Figueroa. They both look lean, and the experience on the side of Flores with 17 knockouts. So Figueroa's going to have to be careful. He's won 5 of those 17 fights by decision. To our ring announcer tonight, and Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Microsoft Theater here in Los Angeles, California. Live on FS1, this is Premier Boxing Champions. The action gets started with 12 rounds. This in the super bantamweight division. The 3 judges scoring this bout will be Carlos Caiz, Eddie Hernandez Sr., and Daniel Sandoval. And the referee in charge when the bell sounds is Jack Reese. Introducing first, fighting to my right out of the red corner. He comes in wearing the red trunks trimmed with the green. Official weight 121 pounds. He enters the ring near perfect, 25 wins, 17 of those coming by way of knockout against 1 blemish. Desde Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. He's the former world title challenger. Damas y caballeros, presentando Moises Flores. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the tiger trunks, weighing in officially at 121 pounds. His record is perfect, 17 wins, a dozen of those coming by way of KO. Fighting out of Westlaco, Texas. Please welcome the undefeated Brandon Heartbreaker Figueroa. And your referee in charge here to give instructions is Jack Reese.
His trunks are a little bit high. You don't have to pull them. They're going to end up there, so I'm going to let them work in here.
Okay.
Same thing. If these come up a little bit, I'm going to let them work in there. Mouthpiece. Mouthpiece. Escúchame. Pelea dura, pelea limpio. Okay? Fight hard, fight clean. Listen, obey my commands all times. Toco la mano. Buena suerte.
Working under the unified rules. And Figueroa, he made his pro debut in 2015. First dozen fights were at his home state of Texas. Has since fought a couple of times in Uniondale, New York. And loves his inside game. Wants to take advantage inside the body of his opponent, Moises Flores.
Definitely. He said he wanted to go and make it a war.
You know, I watched the tape on both gentlemen. They have a similar style. They both like to throw punches to the uppercuts to the body, and that seems to be Brandon Figueroa's big punch.
Scheduled for 12, an elimination bout. Winner, a great opportunity. More on that to see who winds up on top in this one. Figueroa, the slight favorite. And nothing on that. Working low, like a stumble by Flores to the left. A body shot.
Oh, good body shot. Very good body shot.
And the heartbreaker pounding away. Brandon Figueroa.
That's what he said he was going to do. He's going to come forward and take him out.
Immediate action.
You know, yesterday at the weigh-in, Chucky Flores seemed to have a hard time making weight. He looked a bit drained to me. A little drained, in fact. Dry. So, you got a day to recover, but I don't know how that's going to affect it. You know, when I heard his name, Anthony, when I heard his name was Chucky, I said, how did he get that nickname? From the movie.
Well, already his corner going crazy here with instruction. As Brandon Figueroa, younger brother of Omar, fight fans know him well.
Now, they said he would switch. They said that Brandon likes to switch. And I don't know why he would do that, because he was doing well right-handed.
Yeah, there's a left and on the upper. Brandon Figueroa said he's more comfortable with the left. He feels stronger with his left.
And
there's a jab right there to the face.
His legs is there. Like, his legs is keep wobbling. He keeps stepping every time he gets hit. He looked kind of shook to me, and he's still throwing, though, but it doesn't look like his legs is there.
Yeah, Moises Flores, a very soft-spoken, shy fellow when you sit and talk to him, but was hoping for an opportunity, misses with a left there to upset Figueroa.
But I like what Brandon Figueroa is doing right now. You see that inside work? He keeps moving his opponent, moving around his opponent. That's a veteran move right there. He keeps moving his feet around his opponent, not standing in front of him. I like what I see from the jump kick.
There's a right to the side of the face of Flores in the red trunks with the green stripe. And a left from Flores.
Nice body shot.
That was a left that hit the face of Flores.
Body hurt. He got hurt to the body.
And there's another shot.
To the body.
Working inside is Brandon Figueroa.
And that's when you know somebody hurt to the body, when he goes back to the body and try to hurt you back.
Inside of 15 seconds, opening round of this super bantamweight bout. Working inside is Brandon Figueroa. A switch hitter with his abilities to hit left-handed and right-handed out of any stance. Brandon Figueroa taking the early lead on Moises Flores.
Mira.
Moises Flores, who said he's in debt to boxing fans because his last fight, he was confused with his personal life, his professional life. He had some problems with weight, did not perform well, saying he owes a refund to boxing fans. Although he had a strong camp hoping to rectify and show the judges what he could do. But behind, it would appear, after the opening round, as we begin round two, live from the Microsoft Theater.
See, what Brandon Flores is doing is a very good thing. He's digging that body. When you have another opponent, like I said, you want to make him fight at a 22-year-old pace. You don't let him fight at a 32-year-old pace. By digging to that body, he's taking the steam right out of him, taking the gas right out of the tank.
You mean Figueroa?
Moises
Figueroa.
Brandon Figueroa,
yes.
is in the gold trunks, and Flores in the red with the green stripe, just for clarification.
You know, and I'd say he likes to switch. I'm not a fan of that. Personally, you could stick with one. Was that when you're in a close fin fight like this, your feet move one way or the other? But from the outside, stick with one style or the other.
No, I can't say that because you confuse people when you do that.
You know, you confuse yourself more.
Not if you know what you're doing.
He's comfortable. Look at that. A jab and then between a left and a right. There's a right to the face of Flores. These have landed the impact of how strong. That'll be up to the judges to decide. But clearly Figueroa coming out the aggressor and confident in his approach, whether he's working the left or the right. Stab with that left.
They're fighting orthodox on the inside.
See, but he said it was instinctive. It comes naturally to switch. Some people it may affect. Flores again, mostly on the defensive here.
There he is. He's got again moving his feet around his opponent. I like that. I like his inside work. Better moves.
And this is exactly where Brandon Figueroa said he wanted to be. Right in the inside, wearing him down, wearing his body down, making it a war.
Well, he's taking the steam out of him so far. You can see Chucky's punches, Flores' punches are dragging right now.
Yeah, and Figueroa said that he thought Flores threw wild punches early. He's got great reach, and Figueroa is showing you that. There's a right that lands to the face of Flores.
And both of these guys are long, and they really love sitting in the inside like a phone booth and fighting.
It's funny, Anthony, I was thinking the same thing.
Well, his father, Brandon Figueroa, of course, working with him, his brother saying that he must prepare as if you're going into a war zone. And there's a stalking left. Completing round 2 of this super bantamweight bout. And a little something from Flores, at least trying before the bell sounded to end round 2 in the 126-pound range. The shots landed by the heartbreaker, Brandon Figueroa. You're ringside on FS1 with us from the Microsoft Theater. Ray Mancini, Anthony Durrell, Chris Myers, and there is Brandon Figueroa working up a sweat, but appears to be ahead. Certainly the aggressor in the first 2 rounds, and right away comes out with a left against the 32-year-old Moises Figueroa.
One of the things we were talking about earlier was that both guys are long and lean. And I'm sure they haven't fought many opponents that are similar in style to them and similar in height at this weight class. A lot of good infighting with these guys. I like what both guys are doing. A lot of good infighting.
Nice lean in by Flores to try and make something happen. A right that misses, and he took a shot to the face from Figueroa. The sweat flew. When that blow landed.
Good shot. Good straight left. Good shot to the body. Followed up to that body.
And Flores leaning down. The face is red. Clinching going on to avoid Figueroa. Figueroa took one from Flores.
Refs calling it, said there's a headbutt somewhere. Oh! Big left hook.
And a left from Figueroa.
6, 7, 8. ¿Quieres seguir? Caminar ahí, camina aquí. Camina aquí, camina aquí. ¿Quieres seguir? Box.
I think he's done.
He's got no legs. He's got no legs.
Figueroa wants to continue. The referee lets him. Coming in for the kill. The finish is Figueroa. And down again for the second time. It's Moises Flores in his corner. He wanted to be aggressive.
I think Figueroa is just too much for him. The guy looked at dried out yesterday when we talked to him, and I think that really took a toll on Flores. And Figueroa knew it.
Look, this was a title eliminator. Brandon Figueroa, the heartbreaker. He deserved it. Now I'm looking forward to seeing more from this kid. This kid's gonna he's a future star. This is the type of program that'll make him star. No, he didn't look good yesterday at the weigh-in. He looks worse right now.
And Figueroa, below his left eye, he took some shots, but improves his record to 18-0 with his 13th knockout. He may look like a kid who's playing video games, but Figueroa not playing around here. You see him deliver, whether it's left, whether it's right. He put his opponent, Flores, down and out. You're watching Premier Boxing Champions live on FS1. And there is 22-year-old Brandon Figueroa, who said yes in this elimination bout. Yeah, I want a title fight on my next fight. And disposing of Moises Chucky Flores. And that shot right there, Chucky going down twice and then getting the second time the knockout. 18th career win for the undefeated Brandon Figueroa. Checking the punch stats for this fight. By the way, Figueroa holds the all-time CompuBox record for most punches thrown in a round. And here in this bantamweight eliminator, you see what he did with the total, with the power punches here, landing 42% and was the aggressor from the opening bell, finishing off Flores. And let's get the official word from our ring announcer, Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 1 minute 35 seconds of the third round for your winner by knockout, Brandon Heartbreaker Figueroa.
Congratulations. All right, and we're going to turn around a little bit.
First time, by the way, that Flores has been knocked out technically, as Figueroa celebrates a very convincing victory.
Definitely, Figueroa came in there and did what he said he was going to do. He came in there, stayed right inside where he told us he was going to stay, and he got the guy out of there like he said he was going to do. He wanted the knockout.
Yeah, he said that one of the fighters he looked up to was Ray Mancini. He remembers way back then. How old? His kid's just 22. You were fighting back in the Stone Age, Ray.
He's a baby, man. His father must have said something to him. I don't know.
And you saw Heidi standing by, so let's check in with Heidi Androl, who is with the winner.
Thank you very much, Chris. Well, congratulations to you. You said yesterday in the fighter meetings it was all about the body shot. You didn't waste any time going to the body. Was that the game plan?
Yes, ma'am. You know, break them down and finish them.
In terms of this fight, it was frenetic from the beginning. Did you expect it to go longer, or was this exactly how you expected it to go?
This is exactly how I expected it to go. You know, I knew those body shots, he wasn't going to, you know, take them, and, you know, I did what I did and I knocked him out.
You most certainly did. Your father said, this, we know this is a tough fighter. This was a title eliminator. What's your message to Daniel Mormon?
You know, I'm going to go back home, start training, and if I'll him analyze this fight, I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Dad, thoughts on this fight?
I'm very proud. He did his job. Like we said, we're gonna work the body. He did. We knew he couldn't take the punches to the body, and you saw that when he finished him early. I mean, that's great.
You most certainly did. Congratulations on a great win here, Brandon. Chris, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Heidi and Brandon. You know, his nickname's the Heartbreaker. They could call him the Mechanic, because as he said, body work is my specialty, and he took it to his opponent to keep his record intact. We're live in LA. Here's a look at Joey Spencer, just 18 years old, from Linden, Michigan, near Flint. He's only got 5 fights, but all 5 have been knockouts, and we will see him on display in just a moment here in a super welterweight bout against Brandon Harder. Let's check in again with Heidi.
Thank you very much, Chris. Well, this young fighter is taking on a former firefighter and police detective who is more than twice his age in this one. The 2018 PBC Prospect of the Year, Joey Spencer, turned pro last year at 17 years old. He strung together 5 knockouts in 5 fights. Now, when I asked him about the significant age difference between he and his opponent, he said it's not really a factor. He's been fighting older fighters since he was just a kid and first stepped into the ring. Now, Brandon Harder thinks this is a huge mistake for Joey Spencer. He said he's not yet a man, and he is going to show him here tonight.
Right. Maybe referring as a teenager, not a man, but you could prove your manhood in the ring. Voted by fans as Prospect of the Year, Joey Spencer, as you saw his opponent, Brandon Harder, who has an MMA background, and a really interesting background, as Heidi references some of the different jobs he's had in his career. He doesn't see boxing as his profession. He calls it more of an inspiration for other people. But he'll have a challenge on his hand with the up-and-comer Joey Spencer as you check out the tail of the tape. You see that age difference that Heidi was referencing moments ago. And to our ring announcer now, and Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues here in Los Angeles. 4 rounds in the super welterweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside will be Eddie Hernandez Sr., Chris McGlure, and Alejandro Rochin. Your referee in charge when the bell sounds is Tom Taylor. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He comes in wearing the black trunks, weighing officially at 153 pounds. His record, 2 wins, one of those coming by way of knockout against 1 defeat. From South Haven, Mississippi, ladies and gentlemen, here is Brandon Harder. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the black trunks striped with the gold, weighing in officially at a ready 155 pounds. As a professional, he's undefeated, 5 wins, all of those coming by way of knockouts. Fighting out of Union City, California, by way of Linden, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the fast rising and undefeated Joey Spencer. And referee in charge, here to give instructions, Tom Taylor.
Come on in, Chief. Got a mouth guard? Mouth guard. All right. Belt lines are good, gentlemen, on both sides. Gave you instructions in the back. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. Touch them up. Back to your corner.
Spencer, who had his first pro fight, meeting Uriel Gonzalez. That was in Mandalay Bay in February of 2018. His last fight, September 30th. He beat 41-year-old Corey Macon. That was in Ontario, California. Took him out in the first round. Here we go. Scheduled for 4. They'll use up the energy and watch Harder. He said 4 rounds is a blink.
Yeah, he said he was going to move on Joey. He don't think he can catch him. He's going to move on him, stick and move, and make it a tough fight for him.
Harder, the former firefighter, policeman, undercover detective at one time. His wife, who will make her debut next month, is in his corner, works with him as a trainer, manager.
I wouldn't want to be in that household that night if it was something going on. You know, but look, we talked to him and said, I admire him as a man. He was a private detective, undercover cop, went undercover. He's a fireman. He was a fireman. I mean, he's done it all. Can't have nothing but admiration for Brandon Harder. But, you know, to be coming in at 39 years old, fighting guys like Joey, I admire it, but I don't know if it's the smartest thing.
But Harder said, I'm a mover. I'm smaller. And thinks he can make Spencer work.
He's shaking his head. Every time he shakes his head, it means he did something to him.
Dancing a little.
Look, what's going to happen is Joey's, very well trained and, pro at this point, upcoming pro. He's going to shorten the distance. He's going to shorten distance as the fight goes on.
Had 100 fights as an amateur, Spencer, so plenty of experience. They made the decision, him and his father, to go professional at this point at age 18.
And Harder is cut, I think, on no.
Already, yeah, Harder looks like there's
I thought there was
some
blood.
damage.
Yeah, it's blood on top of his head.
If he had more hair, it'd cover it up. A miss from Spencer with his left, but he looked like he landed that body blow from the right-hand side.
Some mind games going on right now. Brandon Harder's laughing at him. Joey's just laughing back, smacking him.
Yeah, I mean, this is fun for Harder. That left misses. Spencer, remember, he's primarily a lefty. First time fighting a southpaw as a pro. And look at that. You can see more of that blood on the head of Brandon Harder.
It shouldn't make a big difference because it's in the it's on the head. And it shouldn't get in his eye.
Let me see it.
Tom Taylor.
Accidental headbutt on top of the head. We got blood. Let's go. Watch your heads, guys.
You heard our referee clarify the accidental headbutt. There's a jab from Spencer with that left. And Harder digs with his right. To the head. Sets up the left. Spencer glides a left between the gloves. A little bit of a shove with the backhand.
I think Harden is getting out of his game plan. What he said he was going to do is box.
And that's it.
Five, 6, 7, 8. You all right? Come to me. You want to continue? Yes, sir. Give me your gloves. Ring the bell. Time.
Down. Officially a knockdown to end round 1. Joey Spencer gets harder to his knees.
You got a fucking tough as hell head. You got this, baby.
The wife of Brandon Harder, Michelle, who we said will make her boxing debut in a couple of months, working in his corner. The headbutt causing the blood, then the knockdown at the end of round 1. Joey Spencer put Harder down. Spencer recently graduated high school, was homeschooled since his junior year. As Michelle, wife of Harder, looking on.
Stop.
Stumble into the ropes.
Hey, I got it. Don't lead him though for me, all right? Hey, keep the head up.
Referee Tom Taylor taking control of this.
You get admired fighting spirit of Brandon Harder. You know, he's coming out, he's trying to make a show of it. He's doing the best he can do, but he's just overwhelmed. There you go.
Into the ropes and down on his knees.
4, 5.
Could
6,
he take a punch? That was
7,
the question. He's up, saying he can. He said he's been through a lot.
You gotta show me something here, all right? Protect yourself, all right? Let's go.
I think he's just in there having fun.
Yeah, he remember said boxing is a way to inspire people. A miss from Spencer.
But here's the problem with that. He's getting hit on top of the head. Those are the punches that mess you up, have long-term effect down the road.
Spencer charging, stopping, aggressive, and flurry. As Harder balanced down on his knees again. And now
3,
sitting on the canvas.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're done.
We're done. It's over. 3 times down in round 2. And Joey Spencer, the teenager. Not a lot of fights, but all successful.
6-0, 6 knockouts.
Interesting opponent.
I'd like to see him step up now in opposition. This kid can fight. He's only fight 4 rounders. Move up to 6 and fight better opposition. He's fighting a lot of guys who've been older, a lot older than him, not just a little, a lot older than him. Let's start getting in some guys that are closer to his age and see what he can do.
Definitely.
Obviously, when you're a teenager, you're going to fight mostly older opponents, but good point. How much can we really gauge from a former firefighter, police officer, MMA, boxing hobby from Brian Harder, who couldn't hang in with Joey Spencer, down 3 times. And a show of sportsmanship, Joey Spencer, Brian Harder, officially a 2nd round knockout. Spencer, who plans to fight at least 4 more times this year. And Harder, who wanted to get in his face and at least go 4 rounds with high energy, couldn't hang in there against Spencer. Checking our total punches thrown, and you can see the aggressive nature of Spencer. And Harder, who was on the move, took a few knees. Seemed like the entire time he's doing more kneeling than he was fighting. But looking at the power punches here, as Spencer, the more polished boxer, the total jabs thrown 30-5, landing 33% of those, and controlling this fight to improve his undefeated record and back into Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 1 minute 27 seconds of the 2nd round for your winner by knockout and remaining perfect, Joey Spencer.
Ray Mancini, Anthony Durrell ringside with me, and I'll start with you, Ray. Not much of a gauge of an opponent for Joey Spencer, but what did you see out of him that you did like?
No, I obviously Joey can fight. He can punch. He's got, you know, he's a strong kid. But you just said this fight told us nothing. So I want to see him step up. He's been the prospect of the year, voted by the fans last year. He can fight. Let's step him up. Let's turn him loose. But look, he was controlled. He was controlled in there. He didn't get too excited, so he did his job.
He definitely has to step his game up. You're only as good as your opponent, and he's got to step his game up and really test him and see where he's at, you know, even for a mental standpoint.
He's on the right track, wants a title fight within 2 to 3 years, so let's hear from him. Heidi is standing by with Joey Spencer.
Thank you very much, Chris. Congratulations to you, Joey. We can see why you were voted the PBC Prospect of the Year. What do you want the fans to know about you?
Just I give my all every time I get in the ring, and I always work hard, and I always want to put on a show for the fans.
Well, you did that tonight, but it seemed like you had a lot of respect for your opponent. Some words said. What was said after the fight?
Oh, after the fight, it was just thanks for taking the fight. Thanks for giving me a good fight. Thanks for giving it your all. And, you got to respect that,
Anthony Durrell just mentioned something about you're only as good as your opponent. Do you feel as though you have faced a big test in your career yet?
No, not really. You're going to get more and more tests in my career as I go. And I believe that I'll rise to the level of my competition. And sometimes you're in there against an awkward guy, and you can be even more uncomfortable than if you were in there with the seasoned guy. So when I get in there with a test, I know that I'm going to rise to that. Yeah.
I know you said you want to fight 4 more times this year. Is the goal to move to 6 rounds next?
Yes, the goal is to move to 6 round next. That's in the plans, and I think that's going to happen, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, well, I know the fans are looking forward to seeing you more in the ring. Congratulations. Go enjoy the win. Chris, we'll send it back to you.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Super welterweight bout, 154 pounds, was scheduled for 4, but there's Harder, who said Spencer is not a man. His wife giving him a supportive kiss. There's a man right there at age 18. Undefeated Spencer at 6-0. There is the challenger, Caleb Plant. Comes from rural Tennessee, now makes his home in Las Vegas. He's undefeated, but has a lot more on the line than just a title. We welcome you back live here on FS1 Premier Boxing Champions at our middleweight title fight coming up live here from the Microsoft Theater. The story of Caleb Plant. He tells you it's more about not where you are, it's where you're going. It's not about where you came from, it's where you want to be. Overcoming tragedy in his life, odds against a guy, as he'll tell you firsthand, that nobody wanted to be. He's come a long way, he has a long way to go. Here's his story to get you ready for tonight when he steps in the ring against the champ.
I always wanted to be a boxer. I never wanted to be the president. I never wanted to be a fireman. I never wanted to be a teacher. The only thing I've ever wanted to do was fight. That's it. My father, when I was younger, he scrambled together what little money he could to open up a rinky-dink gym in Ashland City, where we're from. Since he fought when he was younger, it was natural for me to want to be like my dad. He was my first hero. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm the poorest kid that there ever was, because I know I'm not by any means, but I'm pretty sure I'm in that category. There was times where we didn't have a lot of food in the house. I can just remember being a kid, being so mad. I'd be in my room, sometimes crying, just so frustrated at where we was living and how we was living and the things that was going on. And I felt determined to make it out of that. Everything I've ever earned, everything I've ever gotten, anything that belongs to me, I got with these right here. That's it. Every morning when I wake up, above my bed, I have a picture of the IBF belt. To me, it's important to be the first thing that I see every morning and the last thing that I see before I go to sleep. I want to be the IBF champ. I'm going to be the IBF champ. Usually, parents don't have to bury their children. That's usually not the natural order of things. Sometimes things don't always work out like that. Aaliyah, she came out and, she had a multitude of problems. She would have 175 to 200 seizures every single day. She had severe brain damage. She was on life support 5 different times. But the last time, it was different than other times. They said, Mr. Plant, she's going to pass away, I'm telling you. It finally got to the point where she was tired and was ready to just rest, I guess. And so I said that we'll take the ventilator out at 5 p.m. There was a moment where no one was in the room, everyone left. And I told her, Aaliyah, I just want to let you know that I'm not going to be mad at you, that I'm not disappointed in you, that I love you, I'm proud of you. She passed away at 10:55, January 29th, 2015. She is something really special, for sure. She was a fighter. She taught me a lot. I've slept on the floor, I've been hungry, I've been cold, I've buried my daughter. The thing that was keeping me going through all of that was just closing my eyes and envisioning them announcing and the new. After I win that world title, I'll be keeping my promise, and I'm gonna bring it back to Aaliyah and set it on her headstone so she can see what we always talked about, that we got it, we did it.
the tender side of Caleb Plant, who we see now getting ready to step in the ring against Jose Uzcategui, who is the champion. He would like to take that championship and the emotion and passion he carries with him, but he's not alone. Even though his opponent, they may seem worlds apart, they have a lot in common, coming from impoverished backgrounds. And Uzcategui lost a daughter that he saw just twice in his life from SIDS at birth, and then when she passed away, he is now a father of 6, and he'll put his title on the line against Caleb Plant. Let's go to Caleb's corner. Heidi is standing by with a very important part of Caleb Plant's corner tonight.
Thank you very much, Chris. Well, Coach, yesterday you guys walked into the fighter meetings exuding confidence. Everyone was smiling, including your fighter. What is his mindset as he defends his title for the first time?
He's happy. He's ready to go. This is what we do for a living, so there's no need to worry.
You said yesterday that you broken down Caleb Plant right down to his breathing patterns and his mannerisms. Yeah. With that said, where does he pose the biggest challenge for your fighter?
He's a slick fighter. He's quick, but I think the difference is going to be the experience. I think he lacks experience.
He told us that this is going to be the 5th or the 6th round. In order for him to finish this fight, then what do you need to see from him, particularly early?
Patience.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate you taking the time. Chris, we'll send it back to you.
All right, stage is set, and the fans here at the Microsoft Theater in downtown Los Angeles see the face of a champion, and they've heard the story of a challenger. We'll see how they handle it and decide it in the ring.
Uzcategui. Plant.
They call him Sweethands.
The IBF Super Middleweight Championship is now.
Our thanks to Zach McGowan, whose new movie, The Brawler, premieres January 18th with Ray Mancini, Anthony Durrell, and Chris Myers. We're live here in Los Angeles. We're going to see a brawl. We're going to see a fight. We're going to see a knockout.
I think we'll see both. I think we'll see boxing. I think we'll see a brawl at times, but Caleb is definitely going to try to box.
And Jose, is it Jose well, some say Uzcategui, some say Uzcategui. That's the way he prefers it pronounced. Born in Venezuela, the champ comes out of Mexico now, and there's Caleb Plant, the undefeated challenger.
Yeah, Caleb Plant, man, his motivation was inspiring this week. It's, the death of his daughter. He dreamt of this moment. He has positive mental visualization. I loved everything he said. Let's see if he can back up.
And he has said, I have no plan B. Boxing is everything in my life, plan A, and you heard what was behind his story.
Good work, baby.
Anthony, how about the keys to beating a guy like Jose Uzcategui, who at age 28, over his 28 wins, 2 losses, he certainly has shown to be a puncher and a knockout master.
Well, the keys is you have to keep your distance. You have to keep your distance, use your jabs up and down, and then avoid the brawl. If you can do all those 3 keys, you can definitely win the fight. As you can see, that keeping him at distance is the key to winning this fight.
But he's a big puncher. He's a big puncher, and that changes and turns things around real quick.
Now, who are you favoring in this fight? Who are you leaning towards? As somebody said, we've heard from some of the current day fighters, and you certainly are one.
And then for him to win, he definitely has to get in the inside, make it rough and tough for the guy, and keep coming, keep pushing the action.
Those are your keys to this bout. But we've heard a couple of current fighters, and as I mentioned, Anthony Durrell, you're fighting in this super middleweight division as we got a look at Jose. They thought that Plant could be able to pull this off, nicknamed Sweethands.
Yeah, no, he's a good boxer, and the movements was going to give this guy problems. You got to move on this guy. But I like Uzcategui. I'll get it right. Uzcategui, because of his punching power. I think it's just too much.
But the only person that can beat a puncher is a boxer. Right. If you can stick to boxing, you can outbox a puncher.
But eventually, Caleb Plant has to stay in the pocket and battle with him. He's going to have to stand there and punch him eventually to win this title.
Tail of the tape is Plant, who sees himself as a stylish boxer. He focuses on visualization, and he says he's seen this movie 100 times in his head, and it's him taking the title away from Jose Uzcategui. There you go. All right, we'll call him Jose the rest of the way. Caleb Plant, who comes in with an impressive 17-0 record. In the ring, here is Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in Los Angeles, California, Premier Boxing Champions now features the main event of the evening. 12 rounds for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the IBF. Your 3 judges scoring this contest at ringside will be Max DeLuca, Dr. Lou Moretz, and Zachary Young. And your referee in charge when the bell sounds, the third man inside the squared circle is Jerry Cantu.
I'm Caleb Sweethands Plant.
Has some of the quickest hands you'll see.
There is no plan B.
I think he's ready for that title shot.
Tonight is my night. This is my moment.
There's a right hand from Plant.
The moment I become a champion.
He's got all the tools to be a great champion.
I'm taking that belt.
Introducing first the challenger. He comes in wearing the black trimmed with the gold, weighing in officially at 166 pounds. He enters tonight's bout undefeated, 17 wins, 10 of those coming by way of knockouts. Fighting and representing Nashville, Tennessee, ranked #1 by the IBF. Tonight, he goes after a world title for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the undefeated Caleb Sweethands Plant.
I'm the champion, Jose Uzcategui.
Powerful performance by Uzcategui.
Tonight, everyone will remember Bolivita. This belt is mine.
And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the blue and the green, weighing in officially at a ready 165 pounds. His record impressive, 28 wins, 23 of those coming by way of knockout against 2 blemishes. Originally from Venezuela, now fighting out of Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. He is the reigning and defending IBF Super Middleweight Champion of the world. Tonight, making the first defense of his crown. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, presentando the champion, el campeón, Jose Bolivita Uzcategui. And your referee in charge here to give instructions is Jerry Cantu.
Chief second and boxer, mouthpiece in. Chief second.
Jose, nicknamed Bonavita, and the background on that, when he was a kid, his father, the currency in Venezuela, his home country, would offer him some
Gentlemen, you were given your
cash
instructions
to go fight people, and he turned it into a career, and a intense stare from the challenger, Caleb Plant. Coming off his longest inactive period of his career. Remember, he broke his left hand, suffered in training for the original match against Jose, or Bonavita as we'll call him. So Plant said he's healed, he's healthy, he's ready to go. We'll be working under the unified rules. Scheduled for 12, and a championship is on the line. Let's check in with Heidi Androff.
Thank you very much, Chris. I was backstage watching these two just before they made their ring walk, and Caleb Plant was pounding the bags as opposed to Uzcategui, who was very calm and loose. So not sure exactly what that means. Ray, Anthony, what are your thoughts?
Well, that shows that Jose is, look, he's controlled. You could see it. He's determined and controlled. Caleb Plant, he's all wired up, man. This is a shot. I get that. So he's got to keep his emotions in control and just box his, fight his fight. But I like Jose. I like his demeanor. I like it.
Little jab, little left from Plant. Stalks with the right, pawing with the left. Well defensed is Bonavita, the champ. In the blue gloves, trucks with the green trim. And he's got Caleb into the corner in a response from Plant.
Well, that's what Caleb Plant's gonna have to do to win this fight. Anthony, you know what I'm saying. You gotta come there. You gotta fight the guy eventually. You're gonna have to, move him, fight your fight, but you're gonna have to stand there and throw punches with him, and eventually you're gonna have to fight.
That's what he's doing right now. He's not even running. He's standing there and fighting the guy.
Now Plant. Jose said about Plant, I don't respect Caleb Plant. He talks too much. I will punish him, beat him up, and then knock him out. But he may leave himself open too much with those big swings for a knockout.
Definitely. If you're looking for the knockout and the guy knows that, he can sit back and wait on you to make that mistake and catch you.
A couple of jabs that didn't connect from Jose.
Good body work by Caleb Plant.
Yeah, there's some delivered punches to the body by Plant.
Look, right, this is not a big ring, and right now they're close to each other, and Jose is not letting his jab go. He's creating a distance for himself, and he's letting Caleb Plant get too close to land them shots.
How about the styles here? As you see, Jose's more defensive to start here. Plant.
And I thought it would be vice versa. I thought Caleb Plant would be more defensive than Uzcategui coming forward and getting him.
Plant looks like he's measuring here.
Yeah, he's not throwing that jab out. He's sticking his palm with it. You gotta stick it out there. Let him know it's there. But this could be part of his plan too, just to walk him down. Just to walk him down. Keep him moving. Yeah, there it is. He stabbed out.
Another clinch and an inside body shot and a warning from our referee to Plant.
I think if the ref wants to get it, he got to get in there and break him up and not just say break.
Inside of 15 seconds in the opening round of this title fight live from Los Angeles.
10 seconds, para la campana. 10 seconds, stop the bell. 10 seconds.
A little bit of a flurry that misses. Where's the bell? There it is, and a stare from Caleb Plant. What was that all about? The champion speaks ill of his challenger who's undefeated, who comes in focus. We're through round one here on FS1. Aggressive flurry to the body. Okay.
I get it wrong. Plant.
Good round.
Yeah.
Predictable with it. Don't.
Viendo, tirando, trabajando para que no nos vayan quitando rounds, ¿eh? Va. That was good, right?
There is the champ, Jose Uzcategui, nicknamed Bolavito. Just said that was good, right? To his corner. Okay. Maybe not, because Caleb Plant had that flurry against the ropes. May have had the slight edge in the opening round. And you need that if you want to take the title away.
Now, Uzcategui just threw a nice right hand, and he clipped him with it, but he was going to moving away, so he rode with the punch a little bit. Plant rode with the punch. But I'm telling you, he's shortening the distance.
Jose is missing a lot, and the challenger Plant on the dark trunks. Plant's last 4 fights have averaged 10+ rounds.
This is the problem.
Down goes
champion.
Down.
Oh, good shot. Little off balance too, though.
There was an
but it was a shot. It was a knockdown.
Perfect timing on the part of Plant. So it's only the 3rd time that he has ever gone down on the canvas. Plant aggressive here after measuring. Now he's delivering. Still in the defensive mode is Bolavito.
Jose's got to let his hands go, especially now. He's got to get some type of control back in this fight.
Yeah, where he has gone after it, right? He hasn't connected much.
That's the thing. He's not throwing as many punches as he fought even his last fight. He's sitting there waiting for the knockout. You can't do that, especially with a boxer like Plant.
Yeah, we're seeing the boxer versus the puncher. There's a jab. There, got something.
Sneaky right hand over the top.
Got to the head of Plant, but Plant shaking his head.
Which means he got hurt.
He doesn't want to show his opponent that he is bruised at all, even if it's just his ego.
I like the movement. I like Caleb Plant. I like his fight plan right now. He's doing good. But it's a big guy. It's a small ring, So he's going to have to fight him. But I like what I see so far.
You like his plan more than Jose?
Yes. Uzcategui's got to let his hands go, man. And right now he's getting close. He's got the longer jab, but he's not using it.
He's looking for that one punch that he think he can land. And there goes the right hand, but he rolled it.
Yeah.
But you got to
took
set
a lot
up
of
the
steam
jab.
off of it.
You know that, Anthony. You got to set it up with the jab.
Dude.
Ray Mancini, Anthony Durrell with Chris Myers and you ringside. There's a shot as he's got into the corner. Up against the ropes, Plant's coming out of it. A body shot left, the right didn't connect. Inside 20 seconds of round 2. And a miss on a wide reach by Jose Uzcategui, the champion, who has been on the defensive. A quick back turn. The aggressor has been the challenger, Caleb Plant. Errol Spence is here ringside, upset about the Cowboys' loss to the Rams. There's David Benavidez, some of the fighters you'll be seeing on Premier Boxing Champions at FS1 and Fox. There's Sean Porter. Heard from him earlier, always entertaining to talk to. And Leo Santa Cruz, an upcoming fight as they are looking on and seeing an aggressive start as we begin round 3 with Plant. You're scoring at home, keeping your own assessment here, thinking that maybe Plant having the edge against the champ.
I like the fact that he's controlling center ring. Caleb Plant is controlling this fight so far. Even though it's early in the fight, he's controlling it, and that's a big advantage mentally.
Even though his
doing what he's supposed to do for sure.
Gloves may be down, but he has protected himself well when Jose has tried for that big knockout punch.
No, one thing about Jose, no, there it is. When Caleb Plant slides to his right, along those ropes, on the rope, you jump in with a left hook, because he can't get out of the way of it.
We saw the jabs landed, Ray, moments ago, and a 14-to-1 ratio in favor of the challenger Plant.
Yeah, no, he's throwing more punches and he's landing more.
Good move as Plant will showboat him like that ain't nothing, says the kid from rural Tennessee, now in Las Vegas.
I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, what Jose's going to look at is that he didn't use his jab. He was close up.
He's trying now.
Well, he's throwing that right hand a lot, but he's got to use that left hand. That's the key to this fight.
And see, when they clinch, you get a little inside. Plant land a few jabs with the left to the head, the side of the head. Jose.
Uzcategui is cut. He cut under his left eye.
And Plant sees it, could work on it. So even the gloves up on the defensive work, Jose still feeling the effects of the Plant jabs.
You box tonight, box.
He wants him to box, and so do the fans here, and there they go.
Now, if Caleb stands there and going and wants to go toe-to-toe, it's going to be, that's an advantage to Jose.
And why is that?
Because he's a bigger puncher. He's the bigger puncher. He's a taller guy. You want to keep moving like he was doing earlier in the fight.
There's a good exchange.
Yeah.
And Caleb got the best of that exchange.
And they move out of the way.
Uzcategui didn't hit him with one punch, but probably a body punch.
The blood started to come out of that cut below the eye of the champ, defending his IBF World Super Middleweight title. And behind early. He has not gone the distance much. He's lived by the knockout. Through 3 rounds, and Caleb Plant pushing the champ to the edge with a title on the line here in Los Angeles.
Está cansado. Ya está cansando el güey. I got you, baby. I got you. Ven, ven. Ven, mijo. Límpiale el ojo.
Que no te... Sí, sí vi, pero te por eso tranquilito, no es cortada nada, no es nada. Sí, ya vas. Ándale. Van 3, es el 3, ¿no?
Live here in Los Angeles, and our unofficial score, Marcos Villegas. He's been a boxing correspondent the last decade, covered hundreds of fights. Marcos, how are you seeing this so far?
All right, Chris. Dream start from Caleb Plant. I really feel that his speed is taking over the fight so far. He's up 3 rounds to none. Really impressive stuff from Plant.
All right, Marcos Villegas unofficially scoring this all in favor, as you see there, of the challenger, Caleb Plant, with Ray Mancini and Anthony Durrell. Chris Myers here in the 4th round, live on FS1 from the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles, and a good exchange. And gentlemen,
and Caleb Plant is cut over his right eye.
So we have both fighters. Anthony, you spot that right away. I can tell with your time in the ring and having fought in this weight division.
There it is, bother. He's poking at it.
Yeah, and that's a cut that'll bother you. It's over the right eye, and it's right in the eye sight. So that blood can definitely trickle in there.
It would appear not as severe as the one that Jose has suffered, which they worked on prior to this round.
Good left hook by him. Good left hook by him. Now he's starting to rough him up a little bit. That's what he's got to do. He's got to rough up Caleb Plant to win the fight.
Goes the chair!
And he hurt him with that left hook. He hurt him with that left hook. That left hook really hurt him. That wasn't no flash knockdown. It really hurt him. And this is what he needs to do to win this fight.
Plant came out of this with a severe shot, blood dripping down his cheek, but for the second time, and that was not off balance, that was a solid shot to Jose Uzcategui.
But that's what I'm telling you. Jose's got to use that jab to keep the distance, but he's not. He's letting Caleb come in and Caleb's making him pay for it.
Yeah, by looking at him, you'd think that Plant was losing the fight.
And Caleb is still, Uzcategui is still kind of hurt with off that knockdown.
But that
he still don't look really there. He's coming for it, but he don't look there.
Now remember, Plant's prediction, as Jose Uzcategui said, hey, I'm going to try and take it the distance. The prediction by the champ was, I'll knock him out in 5 or 6 rounds. Jose said, I'm going to end this. But he's the one who's been down on the canvas.
Well, he's getting a boxing lesson right now by Caleb Plant.
He is.
Shifting directions, shifting height, up and down. I mean, look, he's put on a clinic right now.
And this is what I was saying. I was saying he needs to hit on something substantial for him to keep boxing like and he just did it.
That was a good right-hand body shot by Caleb Plant. We are live in Los Angeles, and a title fight here. The challenger in the dark trunks has been the dominant force. That's Caleb Plant. Venezuela, now in Mexico, Jose Uzcategui, with his championship on the line, having to rally from a couple of knockdowns.
That cut was really good.
Right here, boom. Digging downstairs, double on top, boom, right there.
And both of them hit each other. Both of them hit each other, and Caleb's was more effective.
Coming off that rope, but I tell you, because boom, good body shot. He's got to keep his hands up. I'll tell you, that was a hell of a shot. That was a hell of a shot.
It started with the body shot. He took his focus to the body and came up to the head.
And they're working on that cut that you pointed out. You saw the blood dripping down that looked worse than the one suffered earlier by the champion. But Jose smiling after he was knocked down. You see now they worked on that cut under his left eye, no longer bleeding.
Right. Yeah, you can smile, but that shot really hurt him.
You know, at this point, I got down by 6 points, and I'm sure Marcos does that. So he better do something.
Plant with the early aggressiveness and clearly ahead of the champ. As we begin round 5, a big swing, a big miss by the champ. And let's check in with the champ's trainer. He's standing by with Heidi Andro.
Thank you very much, Chris. Well, in the fighter meetings, Jose told us that it was going to be the 5th or 6th round that this fight had. How do you see things so far?
Oh, he's good, man. He's giving us something more to work. We're going to have to adjust. You know, we have to make adjustments. That's what we're going to do. Like I said, it's a 12-round fight.
Well, if it goes that long, quite an exchange. There was a right that landed soundly to the head of Jose Uzcategui.
Yeah, I don't see anything that Jose's doing to give Caleb any problems at this point. Caleb's controlling everything from the pace of the fight. You know, he's hitting the more effective punches. Right now, he's got things going his way. And Uzcategui, Jose, he's got to try to cut off the ring and use that jab. If he doesn't use that jab, he's got no shot of winning this fight.
Plant said it was the best camp he has ever had coming into this fight. His sparring, his conditioning, he felt sharp, and he's shown that. Good exchange there. And again, reopening, they addressed that cut of Plant in between rounds. And on the defensive is Bolavita.
Anthony said it best before. He said, Jose's waiting for the one punch. You can't do it against a guy like Plant.
And he's still waiting for it. He's not using his jabs. He's not. From the keys to victory of what I said, he's not doing any of that.
Been behind the whole fight.
Well, we said that Caleb Plant is fighting on not only emotion, adrenaline, motivation, all that stuff. It's a hard man to beat tonight. You got to bring your best to beat him. And so far, Jose hasn't. For me, hasn't.
Talk about athletes in a zone, and Plant showing some hip movement and the jabs. 33 landed by our count by the challenger Plant, and nothing on that effort from Jose.
And Plant is fighting his fight. He has no worries in there. You still have to worry about the power, but he has no worries. You can tell he's fighting this fight, and he's in control right now.
Everything he said he was going to do, he's doing.
His defensive work has been excellent, being able to weave or bob out of the way of any punches thrown by Jose. Plant very focused and told us, despite a great crowd here, that he zones everything out and only hears his corner and his trainer. We've got the clinch to end the round. One that Plant, despite the blood, in control of.
Trabajito de las manos, ¿eh? Estamos en el séptimo, sexto.
We're in the 6th round now. It was a better round, but you need to work more.
Ok, pero mijo, no puedes, tienes que trabajar, mijo, porque no podemos regalar rounds. Yo sé que no, ¿me entiendes? Así como está trabajando los últimos rounds, nomás soltando un poquito más las manos, güey. ¿Seguro? ¿Estás bien? Ok. Síguelo así presionando, pero con poquitos más golpes al cuerpo, al pecho, en la panza.
Last round was better, but you need more work, please.
Our translator, Felix De Jesus, interpreting the trainer of the current champ, who is clearly behind in this fight, despite opening a cut under the eye of Caleb Plant. And non-stop action. Here we go, round 6. And the scorecard so far, every round has gone to Caleb Plant, the challenger, who comes in undefeated at 17-0. A little more aggressiveness here from Jose, the left, landing to the body of Plant.
Chris, don't be surprised if he gets dropped again, because every time he throws a punch, Anthony, he's straight back up. He doesn't roll underneath. He throws a punch and he backs straight up. Blind man can hit you with a punch coming back.
And Caleb's punches are so sharp right now that if you make a mistake, he's going to hit you.
The words of Anthony Durrell, super middleweight himself, whose brother tangled with the champ, Jose Uzcategui, and may end up getting a shot to fight one of these guys. A third fighter, and Ray Boom Boom Mancini, the Hall of Famer, the former champ. Chris Myers and you on FS1 Live. It's Premier Boxing Champions, live from Los Angeles at the Microsoft Theater. And the challenger fighting with passion, with emotion, with focus and purpose. And ahead here in round 6 and throughout this fight.
Anthony, I don't know about you. I'm looking at Jose. He looks he's not sharp at all. He's sluggish, coming forward. Again, I'm going to say it over and over. He hasn't used that jab. But, he looks sluggish coming forward. And Caleb Plant is moving around him and doing what he wants. And that's the first jab, and he hit him.
But this is the thing I told you guys. I hope Jose didn't underestimate Caleb Plant.
Well, the nose now, you see blood coming from the nose of the challenger. And that left landed from Jose Uzcategui on the head of the challenger.
And Caleb Plant came back with a hook also. He hit him with his own hook. So both of them landed good punches in that sequence.
The energy that these two fighters have shown.
Jose right now is too hesitant. He's the champion. He's got to start pushing the fight, and he's too hesitant.
Yeah, he almost looks uncomfortable, or like he's not sure what he wants to.
He's scared to get hit with a big punch again like he did before.
Yeah, maybe he has found out what Plant can do, and it has caused him to play a little bit, or to fight a little bit more conservatively and play conservatively and fight off or play off some of the fight moves, the boxing moves of Plant. He's been very good defensively.
Stop. 2 seconds. Here we go. 10 seconds. Stop the bell. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Entertainment through 6 rounds. Is this title going to be taken away? Plant is fighting an outstanding fight so far. He took one there from the champ, but he is still ahead, scheduled for 12. The challenger has been the aggressor, Caleb Plant, despite blood rushing down his face, a cut. He is clearly ahead, has knocked down the champion twice. Live from Los Angeles. Good to have you watching with us.
One thing I noticed, Chris, in the corner, Caleb Plant's taking deep breaths. It could be emotion, get that nervous energy. But Uzcategui is very, very calm over there. I don't know, being calm is very important in a title fight, any fight. But,
right by Plant and a good exchange in the middle of this ring.
And this could not be good for Plant to stand and go toe-to-toe. Throw your punches and move. Throw your punches and move. Give him angles.
Now, let's just speak of your corners. Let's check in with Heidi Andro, who's in the corner.
That's already, you're just saying you're a very vocal coach. What are you telling him?
I'm trying to get him to slow down just a little bit because this is a tough pace that he's setting for himself. And the champion's got more experience with 12-round fights, so I don't want him to do too much too soon and get caught up in too many exchanges with the champion.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Coach. Chris?
Yeah, Heidi, thank you. That's some interesting insight from his trainer about wanting to slow things down, not expend too much energy. Being aggressive is one thing, exhausting yourself another.
I think he know his pace as a fighter in the ring. I think he knows what he's doing while you're in there. He's been 10 rounds before, so 2 more I don't think will determine the fight. But he's fighting an excellent fight right now. He looks like he's in shape, in condition, and just ready to go to full play.
No, he's in condition. He is in shape. Anthony, there's no dispute. But I think the pace, that's what we're talking about. I don't know if he's been at this type of pace. Usually, if ever. Because right now he's pushing hard. He's forced to push hard.
Everything.
Well, Plant said it's not about what Jose does. It's about what I do and what I do well.
But see, again, he's this close and he's not using that left hand. You can't win that fight. If Jose does not stick out a jab, Caleb's going to walk, do what he just did. 2 or 3 shot combinations and move.
Well, Plant was big on talking about ring generalship. We have our unofficial scorer here, and those that watch, you have to land more punches than the other guy, right, to win unless you're knocking him down. But tell me about ring generalship. Is that overrated?
No, I'm a big advocate of ring generalship. Look, the old saying, if one guy, it's like one guy's controlling center ring, he's controlling the pace of the fight. And that's what Caleb Plant is doing since the jump. He's controlling the pace, hitting the other guy more, hitting the other guy more. But if he wasn't in there tonight, I'm not sure we got such an exciting fight.
I just think Uzcategui is still looking for one punch. I think he looks kind of sluggish to me. He's sweating, but not sweating like Caleb Plant. He looks dry. I think he came in a little bit too low in weight, and you're looking at it right now.
Although he looks a little less tired because Plant has been doing Much of the attacking here inside of 10 seconds of round 7. 5 rounds to go, if we go that far. Scheduled for 12 with a title on the line. Let's listen in on Caleb Plant's corner of the challenge.
Big deep breath. Now, Caleb, that last angle you tried to take, feet aren't quite there. Like, let's not try to get that dynamic right now. You know what I mean? Fuck. Sorry, man. I know. Hey, right now the stick is the key, Caleb. All right? Sticking. Hey, right now your combinations are slowing. Your hands are slowing down a little bit, and he might be able to catch you in the middle of them. So we want to get away from the combinations a little bit, go back to that stick and slow the fight down a little bit more, okay? You want some more water?
Hey, don't let him get ahead of steam up, but slow it down a little bit this round if you can.
Around him.
Going into more water, so slowing down the combinations. Don't leave yourself open.
But I don't totally agree with that because Jose is putting on the pressure, so you can't really slow down. You got to keep punching like you're doing.
Plus, you're going for the world title. You go after it. You go take it. You go everything the guy gives you. You take it, and try to bury him with it.
And the card, Plant clearly ahead on all 7 rounds.
Body shot by Jose.
Yep, Jose landed that one.
Jose said he wanted to take him into deep waters. If that's his plan, then he better start doing a lot of body work and throwing a lot more punches.
Jose Satal, the trainer for Uzcategui, told him to work the right, go work on the body, use that right to get to the body of Plant. He can't do it if they're in a clinch.
2 steps back.
Caleb got to fight the fight he started out with, man. I know it's later in the fight. He might be a little winded. I get that. But keep fighting your fight, man. Throw punches and move. He's standing too much in front of him without doing anything.
Yeah, can you conserve your energy knowing that you have won these rounds when you still have 4+ to go?
I think you got to keep going because Jose is keep pushing the pressure, and you're going to have to keep punching and keep him up. And he hurt him again with the left hook. That is his key punch right now, that left hook, because Uzcategui keeps putting his hands down every time after he punches.
The fast pace was actually favoring Plant.
I agree with that.
And if you're in shape like you should be able to go 12. You should be able to burn for 15, burn for 20. Don't slow it down. Pick up the pace. Let's drop. Let's get close to show. Look, Jose looks like he's dragging. His punches are dragging right now.
He just switched southpaw and went back to work.
He missed with that right, got a little shot with the left, but nothing that seems to bother Caleb Plant.
And that's the thing. Uzcategui haven't hit Caleb with nothing substantial to keep him from coming forward.
You see that right eye again. That right side of the face of Caleb Plant.
His carnitine isn't doing anything right now in the fight. This is where he's got to start letting his hands go. In the infight, he chop him down little by little. He's doing nothing.
He's leaning in. That right didn't connect.
I think Jose is getting a little bit winded right now because he's not throwing as much. His power, you can tell he doesn't have any snap on his punches really, and Caleb is really doing what he wants to do. Caleb seems like the bigger man in there right now.
And a miss on the right, the left may have landed, but not much, and then a body shot from Jose. Backing up Caleb Plant. Let's listen in to the champ's corner.
Good work. Tienes que subirle así, doble gancho ahí, abajo.
The double hook. We need that double hook and in the face.
¿Cómo se siente, mijo?
How are you feeling?
Seguro.
Are you feeling good?
Jala aire.
Let's get that second win.
Pero un pull. Bien, mijo, seguro.
Are you sure? You're sure you're feeling okay?
¿Estás bien?
Yes.
Seguro. Seguro.
Sure. Are you sure? Yes.
Agua.
Let's get a little water here.
Seguro, ¿ya lo sientes que está cansando?
Now you know he's
tiring
a little bit.
Quedan 3 rounds.
3 rounds is what we've got to work.
Hay que pisarle, quedan 3 rounds. Tenemos que trabajar
3 rounds and we really have to work it.
Completos, ¿eh?
Complete
Todo,
3
mijo. Usted sabe
rounds.
que vino. Vamos.
You know what you came for.
Hoping to hope he could hold on to his title defense. We have 4 rounds to go.
Yeah, I mean, look, doing, punches like that, that's what's going to get him back in the fight. Yeah, he's got to land the power shots.
On the scorecard, unofficially, we have Plant winning every round. Remember, there was an early knockdown. There was a slip and then a solid knockdown. Plant sending the champ to the canvas.
And I got Jose winning 1 round, but he's still dominating the fight. Plant is still dominating the fight. And what concerns me a little bit is Jose corner kept asking him, is he okay? Is he okay? And I didn't understand that. You can't confuse him. You really got to go in there and motivate him to go out there and fight.
This is 9 round. Does Jose Uzcategui need a knockout to win this fight?
Yes.
And
I agree.
That's what he's banking on. So even if he wins,
yeah, he's not going to win the decision at this
yeah,
point.
the total punches, you see the percentage, and that's probably the most important. But at least the aggressor Plant has still landed more.
But I hope Caleb Plant continues to fight the fight he's doing. Don't slow down, like, hoping not hoping to lose, hoping not to win, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Keep fighting. Try to close the show. Try to take him out.
Well,
he's doing a hell of a job right now when he's throwing punches like his hands go. There you go. Look at that. Look at that.
Working inside is Caleb Plant.
He's putting on a clinic
A
on
left
this
that
side.
lands again. The left has been working all night for him.
And it starts with the body. Look at how Jose is bent over now because he's attacking the body. He attacked the body early, and he kept going, and that's the result right now.
I mean, the champ is just leaning in. There's a left that landed to the head. Plant on Uzcategui.
Oh! But Caleb's almost center, challenge him, to punch him. No, hit him with a good shot. But he just got caught with 2 shots, and he got hurt. He got hurt.
Plant is somewhat stuck.
I don't think he's hurt. I think he's in there slipping the punches.
He better be careful.
He hit him with 1 big punch, but I don't think Jose had the power on there like he did in the first round.
That right jab landed from Jose.
And I tell you, Anthony, why I disagree because
Now they're tired.
his legs straighten up. His legs straighten up.
He's slipping.
You two disagree?
Yes, he's slipping the punches. He didn't get hit with no punches after that.
Looks like the right landed.
He got hit.
Plant better defend himself. He's down.
He's there. His legs ain't going nowhere. He better get on that fight. He better get on that fight.
Under 30 seconds, round 9. Scheduled for 12. What are they doing? Whispering?
I think I listen to him.
Inside leaning, punching, no body. Punches being thrown. There's a right to the back part of the head. Up Plant underneath it like Jose landed, but he misses it a lot. A little exchange here, shoving Plant backward, and that's the end of round 9. 3 to go with Ray Mancini, Chris Myers, Anthony Durrell.
Beautiful inside work by him. I like the infighting by both guys. Boom, good shot here.
And that's when Plant took it on the chin, literally.
Yes, his leg went up.
Tell me what other punch he got hit with.
And the right from Plant.
Another right uppercut.
But mostly the left for Plant. And here,
he came back strong.
Jose answers to the head of the challenger.
Be smart with him in there. Use that
and
stick.
you see him tending to that cup that he's had from the early rounds with his trainer, Justin Gamber, looking on. There's the champion, who by looks, looks like he's winning the fight.
Looks pretty fresh.
And it looks like maybe that was the best round that Jose Uzcategui has had in this fight, and he got it maybe just in time. Slightly ahead in round 9. Did he win that round? Let's take a look. Our unofficial trainer, Marcos Villegas, has the round going, the first round, to the champion.
Well, I agree with Andy. I gave him 1 round earlier myself.
Okay.
But right now, look, he's got to get on. He's got to box like you start early. Punch, and move out. Give him angles. Don't stand there with him. Don't make it a dog fight. That's what that.
Oh, the sweat flag.
That's what Uzcategui wants, to make it a dog fight. And he was controlled. Now,
Uzcategui look like he got his second win right now. He feel like he's stalking him now. Feel like he's coming with a little bit more snap on his punches than before.
He knows whatever he's hearing in his corner, he knows in his head that he's got to do more to win this fight.
But now he's starting to use the jab. The jab now, he's starting to use it. Here we are in the 10th round.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a shot.
Big right hand. Big right hand.
And the blood reopening the cut in the nose area of the challenger.
You know what he got to do to win a fight. He needs a knockout, and he's going for the knockout.
He's not following up. He hit him with that big shot. He didn't follow up right away.
But Plant hanging tough.
Plant looks a little winded right now also. Maybe a couple rounds he'll get his second win, but he looks a little winded. He don't have a couple rounds.
Visually, I don't know how much you can tell the body, the discoloration of some of the body shots landing on Plant, but his upper body, even the back of redness has come in from some of the shots that have landed as the blood drips down his face. The champion is going to have to take charge of this, and he's doing it.
Little by little, but he's got to let his hands go more. He's got to pick up the pace, man. He's got to be a little more of a higher desperation mode.
He really got to punch. You got to keep punching nonstop. And hit him with something that's going to hurt him.
You just said, Anthony, he's got to let his hands go, man. Just keep throwing punches from all angles.
A minute to go in round 10 under that. Can Plant hang in there? He's ahead in this fight.
And Jose cannot let Plant tie him up like that. Push him off, push him back, and go to work.
How long's the referee going to let this go on before he says, let's fight? We know they're tired. Head-to-head, shoulder-to-shoulder, going glove to glove. A miss by Jose underneath an uppercut.
Oh, he got him. And he just gave an uppercut right there himself.
Body shot, left side of the body delivered by Jose Uzcategui.
And Caleb is still there, like he's pushing the fight to Jose. He's coming forward, he's pushing the fight, he's hitting with more punches.
His endurance paying off, his training. We have 2 rounds to go. The challenger puts the glove around the champ. Caleb Plant, last couple of rounds. Jose Uzcategui, the aggressor. Last 2 rounds we're going to unofficially give to the champion.
That's the right hand right there.
Plant with an answer here. A direct shot with that left.
I mean, look, he landed right here.
Keep smothering him, okay? Because when you smother him like that, he can't hit you in space.
You can lose these last 2 rounds, man.
Okay? So you just keep, you're controlling this. You're controlling this.
You gotta get
That's what I need you to keep doing. We got 2 more. We got 2 more. You in control. You in control.
As the champ looks on, you heard from the corner of the challenger. Now, his trainer said he's a harsh critic with his fighter. And in 85 rounds of Caleb Plant as a professional, he said he's won 83 of them. He's a critic, and he's won more rounds tonight, unofficially, as we start round 11. These are the championship rounds, and Jose is the champion. He's won the last 2 unofficially and wants more. Does he have a knockout in it to secure his title and keep it?
I think, look, he was hitting him with some hard shots there. But like you just said, he's got to pick up that pace and throw a lot more of them. He's too relaxed at this point. There's no urgency. I got to see urgency in him.
I see a little more urgency than he had the previous rounds for sure. He's stalking him more. He's throwing a little bit more punches, and he's going after.
But
him. He's not letting Caleb walk him down.
Anthony, he may have run out of time unless he gets that knockout that you both said he needs.
But that's the thing with a puncher. You got to punch his chance in every round, even the last round, the last second. You got to punch his chance.
The boxer, the puncher, and the boxer Caleb Plant, the advantage inside 2 minutes.
Taking good body shots. I think he should do him earlier.
That's a good move by Plant to get off the ropes, and now he turns the tables on Jose. Leaning in. Both fighters have exhausted their energy and now are slowing down. Nearing the minute-and-a-half mark around 11.
Starting to get a little sloppy.
Yeah, a slow dance.
Yeah.
And, Plant will take this all day for the next 5 minutes.
Yes.
and take that title. Oh, a couple of short jabs from the left, and Jose Uzcategui.
But these are the championship rounds, and both of the fighters are showing champion mentality right now.
A big miss, so kind of a lazy left.
His punches are dragging.
Yeah, there's not much behind that, and he's not connecting. And he needs to if he wants to keep the belt.
Like we've been saying, Ray, he looks sluggish from the first time he came out.
Yes, and Anthony, you're right. You know, and he weighed 2 pounds underweight. Why not go 168 right on the nose? He was 2 pounds underneath, which showed me either he's a little overtrained or dehydrated.
Let's go.
Wearing down. Both fighters, Caleb Plant, the challenger, with his undefeated 17-0 record. 28 wins for the champion, who has lived by the knockout, and he needs it here. 28-2, 23 knockouts for Jose Uzcategui, who is wearing down with 1 round to go.
Real quick, let's go. Fuck.
We're going to round 12. The IBF World Super Middleweight title. Will Jose Uzcategui keep it, or will the challenger, Caleb Plant, take it away?
Last round. You got to come out with everything in this round.
Tienes que salir con todo, ¿eh? Con
With
todo.
everything. You've got to come out with everything in this round.
No dejes que te agarren, mijo.
Don't let him hold you. I know he holds you, but you can't let him do that.
Los agarrones.
He's
Ya,
been
mijo.
holding me.
Tírale con todo, sal con todo, por favor.
Come with
on,
everything.
Randy.
This round, you come with everything.
More water? You want to be world champion? You want to be world champion? You give me one more good round, smart round. Don't give him, be smart. Play it smart, Caleb. Play it smart, Caleb. You're going to be fucking IBF champion after one more round.
From Caleb Plant's corner, one more good round. You want to be world champion.
Definitely, Caleb really got to keep doing what he's been doing to be the world champion. He needs 1 round in the bank. If he get that 1 round, he can be world champion.
And meanwhile, the champ from his corner, you need to give me everything this round or it's over.
You know, Bama should have been, from the beginning, they should have put him up earlier. Tell him that, man. He was like Anthony said, he's been sluggish from the jump. So now he's starting to pour it off, but it's too little too late. Get the punch, get control.
Ray Mancini, Anthony Durrell, Chris Myers, and the champ needing a knockout or the title will slip from his hands. He's been knocked out twice in this fight. And our unofficial scorecard, the last 3, the champ has come around, but still needing a knockout, as you heard from his corner. And he said, don't let him hold you. Don't let him hold you. What should he do? Shove him, break out of it?
That's what he's trying to do. I mean, he's trying to stall time by punching and grabbing. He feels he's so far ahead. He feels he's about to fight 1. But you want to close the show. In the judge's eye, you want them to see that you're going to close the show.
Definitely, because it's always up to the judges, especially if it goes to decision and you don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah, you don't want the judges being left with the final few rounds that went to the champ and forget all the work that you did earlier. Caleb Plant did a lot of work early.
Come on.
You heard from the referee. Hey, watch the backhand.
That was unintended.
And the look from Caleb Plant, who has been excellent defensively throughout this fight, along with being the aggressor, at least in the early rounds, the aggressor.
Now look, Caleb Plant's going to get his dream. If he can hold out for another minute and 20 seconds, he's going to get his dream. Here he kept saying, I'm going to listen for it. And the new.
Last time I'm going to warn you, Caleb, no clinching.
I saw if he could last a minute 10.
That belt above his bed to come true.
The visualization, he put it there, the memory of his daughter that helped him in his training and his hard work, the loss of his daughter, his life. Playing the boxing is his life, it's everything. He has no plan B. It said he was a better fighter now than 6 months ago when the hand injury kept him from this bout against the champ. It may have worked out just right for Caleb Plant. Is there a knockout left in Jose Uzcategui? Inside 30 seconds.
got 20 seconds to become the world champion, what he dreamed of. And Jose got 20 seconds to knock him out.
And the crowd hollering for Jose to throw that one punch. And arms in the air as if he already has it. Caleb Plant, the challenger, in position to take away the IBF World Super Middleweight title. 12 full rounds. He's standing on the ropes, was never really in the ropes. Caleb Plant trying to stay undefeated. And in his first chance as a title challenger, he wants the title. Does he have it? He dominated early. You're watching Premier Boxing Champions live on FS1 from Los Angeles. Extraordinary action tonight in the ring live here in Los Angeles, and there is the champ, Caleb Plant, the challenger, talking to him. Caleb with the cap on, and after dominating early, let's see how the judges scored it, and go to our ring announcer, Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to the scorecards. Judges Max DeLuca and Zachary Young see the contest 116-110, and Dr. Lou Moret scores the bout 115-111 for your winner by unanimous decision. And the new IBF Super Middleweight Champion of the world, Caleb Sweethands Plant.
There's a pretty red belt that you get to hold on to. You told us when you heard "and the new" it was going to be overwhelming. Explain what you're feeling right now.
Man, I've worked my whole entire life for this, 17 years straight. I buried my daughter in the process of trying to get this belt. I promised her that I'd become a world champion and that I'd bring her this title. And that's exactly what I'm going to go back to Tennessee and do. Nashville, stand up!
All right, Chris, we got to send it back over to you. Congratulations, Caleb.
Thank you very much, Heidi. Don't forget January 26th, PBC on Fox. For our entire crew here, the new champion, Caleb Plant, 18-0 with an upset of the champ.